So before we get into this review, I need to know which one of my friends who bought the fight. Who bought the Mayweather versus Paul fight? I need to know because I need to know where I'm going to be at in February. So y'all let me know who bought that fight because I'm definitely coming over. And you know, because I'm classy, I'm not going to come empty-handed. I'm definitely going to come with the paper cups so we can drink whatever you got at your house. Thank you for tuning in to Daily Drive Podcast. I'm your host, it's me, Courtney with the K. So today, as I told y'all last week, we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of ATL. So I am just a little bit disappointed, I have to be honest. I guess I'm comparing it from the previous seasons, or maybe it's the fact that Potomac ended with a bang and the reunion is still going on and it's still like left with a bang. I can't wait to do a review on the Potomac reunion because if you watched it, you already saw Monique with her binder and Monique and Karen did not come to play. So Potomac has been having so much going on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I did do a glance at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And they got a little bang going on with them too. They got a lot going on. And ATL, we're on episode 2. And I feel like we are definitely off to a slow start. So, it started off and we see Portia doing amazing things out on the front line. So they're calling Portia Luther King. And I think it's amazing what she's doing. But then we have Kenya who's back with the same story. I'm like, didn't she have this story last season? You know, she didn't know she was getting divorced. She wasn't completely happy with Mark. So nothing's changed with Kenya. Same exact story. We have great news with Cynthia. She's planning her wedding and just trying to figure that out with during the pandemic, how she can accommodate her guest list. And, she's trying to see if she can pull it off. And Mark was like, am I not enough? Because as far as he's concerned, he just was like, as long as they get married, that's all that mattered to him. Cynthia like, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it right. I want the full wedding. I don't know how y'all feel about that because this is not her first marriage. This is her second. So do you think it's necessary? I know me personally, like I'm the type of person that don't like to half-step anything. Like if I'm going to do it, I need to do it right and it has to meet my standards. It's not about everybody else. It's about me. And if I'm putting any money behind it, I definitely want it to be all of what I expect. I don't want to pay for just a guest of 50. I want to pay for my guest of 200 people if I had 200 people on the list. Lucky for me, I don't know 200 people. So I won't have those problems. But anyways, moving along. That's where we are. That's where we are with ATL Housewives. And they did introduce 2 new cast members. LaToya and Drew, I believe Drew is the actual cast member. LaToya was a per episode add-on, kind of like Marlo. But I don't know what's missing. Maybe Nene. I don't know. But for me, I know some people don't like Nene. But love her, hate her, indifferent. Nene is entertaining and it never was boring. Right now, I just feel like it still needs to build. So I'm going to keep watching and I'm definitely going to be giving y'all another review. But I'm not sure if it's going to be up the next episode yet. Maybe episode 4 we'll have more going on, more to talk about. Maybe by the time we get to that bachelorette party and you see what's going on with the strippers and who slept with the stripper, who didn't, those rumors that's out there. Maybe then they'll have more to talk about. But right now for me it's just a little slow. And I just feel like Drew, the new cast, I think her name is Drew. I feel like she seems like a good person. She's pretty. She seemed to get along with the ladies fine and she fits the mold. But if I was overcasting, I think they needed somebody to balance the group out more. And I'm not sure that she does that. I feel like she's already something we already have. We already have enough serious flat stories. We need spunk. We need more personality, and maybe with time I'll see more of that because it's just the beginning. But right now I don't feel like I'm getting it. I'm seeing marital problems and Drew actually has a story. But again, Kandi, talks about her marital problems when it's pertaining to her not spending as much time with her family for being a boss woman. And then we have Cynthia, with the difference, how they feel on a wedding. What a wedding look like to one and what a wedding look like to the other. You know, one don't care about the crowd as long as as long as they're both at the altar and getting married. That's all he care about. And Cynthia wants the whole thing. So we have a lot of serious stories. We have Marlo, who already is transitioning from a, you know, just auntie to kind of like auntie mom. I forgot what she called herself. She gave herself a nickname for that, and I forgot what it's called. But we have enough flat storylines. We need some personality. I'm like, where was Tanya? Why didn't they have Tanya in that episode of 1 or 2? Because Tanya has a big personality. You know, Eva had personality. Like, she was fun. Portia, of course, is fun. But, you know, we know Portia is missing in action for doing bigger things right now. You know, standing on the front line, fighting for what's right. Trying to help with Breonna Taylor, get justice for Breonna Taylor. So she's out there she's out on the front line. So she's not with the ladies. Marlo tried to have somewhat of personality. She walked in, and the first thing she did on the first episode, Marlo came out with her temperature check, you know, making light of COVID, and she's like, oh, I gotta make sure it's safe. Let me check y'all temperature. Nobody asked to check Marlo's temperature. Marlo sit down, she pull out her measure tape, like, are these chairs 6 feet apart? Are they 6 feet apart? And then Candy was just like, and Cynthia's just like, girl, like, everybody just is so flat. So flat. I'm like, nobody ain't return the favor. Nobody, y'all don't want to check Marlo's temperature. You mean to tell me you okay with her making sure you don't have it, but y'all ain't gonna check to make sure she Rona free? Yeah, that's what we doing. I'm like, nobody ain't gonna run that survey question behind, you know, back to Marlo. Like, okay, since you doing all this to us, let me ask you, have you been out of the country within the last 12 days? Like, you know, let's do something. Like, no one, it was just kind of, you know, clear eye for dry eye. Just flat. Just flat. So, unfortunately, that's my review for ATL Housewives. I think it still needs to build because right now I just don't feel like it's much going on. I mean, they've all gained weight, but who hasn't during the pandemic? I mean, let's think about this. When everything was shut down and we were stuck in our houses, the only thing that was open was the damn grocery store. So if the grocery store, the only place open is grocery stores and restaurants, the gyms are closed. It sounds like the only thing we can do is eat. So, yeah, it's no surprise that they gained weight. I gained weight too. But the reality check for me was when I opened up a can of biscuits and saw the little biscuits oozing out, and then I thought of my stomach. I said, oh no, you know what? I'm going to have to put the Reese's Pieces down because this is what I cannot be doing. This is not what it is. This is not what it's going to be. No. I know I'm getting old. I'm fully aware that 9 p.m. is the new midnight for me, but I still need to hold on to my body. So that's how I feel. So anybody, if you've been listening to my podcast on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, then you know on Tuesdays we do Talk About It Tuesday. So I got so many letters in. Thank you guys so much. Like, I really appreciate it. I got an overwhelming amount of letters. So to make sure no letter goes unread, instead of just doing Talk About It Tuesday temporarily, just for now until I get caught up, I'm going to talk about it every day. So since I didn't have much to say, I've been doing it on the podcast, but I'm going to go ahead and incorporate it into this YouTube take as well, since I didn't have much to say about ATL. So let's get to it. Let's get to this letter. So I have a letter, and this person wants to remain anonymous. So, okay, so here's the situation from what she wrote. She says that she's been with her boyfriend for over 2 years. 2.5 years, I'm sorry. So she's been with her boyfriend for 2.5 years, and he's always getting text messages from his ex. So finally, she took his phone and she texted the ex back. And she texted the ex back as if she was her boyfriend. And so the ex is thinking she's talking to the guy. The girlfriend invites the ex-girlfriend over to the house. Well, when the ex-girlfriend gets to the house, the girlfriend in the letter that she wrote to me says that she just wanted to talk to her, get to the bottom of it to see why she can't leave him alone, because her boyfriend told her that the ex He just won't take no for an answer. And no matter how many times he changed the phone number, she seems to just get this new number. She stalks him on social media and she just won't let him go. So she invites the girl over so they can just talk, and I don't know what she was thinking. She invited her over to talk. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm reading this letter and thinking out loud at the same time. So she invited her over to talk, and the girl ended up beating her up. And so her question to me is, what should she do now? Because she feels a little bit embarrassed that she got beat up in front of her boyfriend, but she feels like nothing was resolved, and she wants to know how do they move forward and how can she get the girl back to have the conversation that they need to have so she can leave the ex can leave her and her boyfriend alone. Okay, so the girl beat you up. So first thing first, I'm gonna need you to take a self-defense class. That's gonna be the first thing we're gonna do. If you're gonna be inviting people over, you need to be prepared for what may happen, because I don't know where you from. I'm from New Orleans, and you don't just invite no ex over to talk. But I guess I'm not sure. And then she beat you up already once. Why you want to finish this conversation? Why you want to talk to her again? You want to get beat up twice? Take the self-defense classes. That's the first thing. First thing first, take the self-defense classes. If it was me, I would not be reaching out to the ex. To be honest, if it was me and I'm dating somebody and we've been together for 2.5 years and he's still been in communication with his ex for 2.5 years, me and him wouldn't be together. That's just me. I wouldn't be with him. I think you wasted 2.5 years. And it's time for you to move on. Don't waste more time, because obviously he's still involved with this woman. So I don't think it's fair to you that he's still involved with her. And how bad did she beat you up? Because I'm just hoping she didn't Nate Robinson you. Like, I hope that if that happens, you definitely need to move on, because now the girl know where you live, and you don't need to be getting bullied, scared to go to your local Walmart and grocery store and stuff. Homegirl trying to come at you every time she see you, because she know where you at, and now she knows she could get the best of you. She already knows she beat you up. So yeah, for me, I'm just at a point in my life where I feel like if a relationship bring on that kind of drama, I don't need it. That's me. I feel like when we were in high school, the consequences for having a fight was, you get suspended. Now, as an adult, the consequences is you go to jail. I don't know about you, but no man is worth my freedom. Orange is not the new black for me. I don't know. If one thing quarantine taught me is I don't want to be locked up. I didn't like being on a shutdown in my house. So I know I don't want to be in jail talking about someone one door closed, another one open, and I'm in prison. Heck no. It's not for me. So my advice to you would be, I think you need to reevaluate your situation before trying to bring in another woman, taking a look at the ex. I think you need to take a closer look at what's going on with you and your man. And why is it that he could change his phone number and this woman gets the new number? How is that? It sounds to me as an outsider looking in as if he's still communicating with her. Like, communication is a two-way street. I feel like if he was completely ignoring her, then she wouldn't be 2.5 years. If somebody ignored you for 2.5 years, I'm not sure you still would be in contact with them. And I don't know how you just get somebody's phone number like that. I don't know, but then again, they got all these websites where you can put your credit card in there and get all the information you want on a person if you're willing to pay for it. So benefiting the doubt, that's what he was doing. Maybe he needs to get a track phone or something, a burner phone. He needs to figure out how he can do it different where his phone number is unlisted. But I personally think you need to take a deeper look into your relationship and see how is it so that this woman keeps getting a hold of him? How is it that she's still getting the phone number? And if she come around that house again, y'all need to look into moving. Because you can't keep getting beat up out here. Like, you can't do this. As far as that conversation, you want to invite her back over. Girl, didn't she beat you up once? Let's not do that. Get the self-defense classes in case the next relationship you find yourself in this situation again. But right now, I think that's my advice. My advice to you is to have a conversation with your man about why is it this woman is still in the picture after 2.5 years. And And then you need to decide, how much do you value yourself and value your time? Because if it was me, I couldn't be bothered with him. And if he was there when the fight took place and you got beat up and he allowed you to get beat up, that's another issue. Because I'm not saying he needs to put his hand on a woman, but at the same time, don't you just sit there and do nothing. You better break this up, okay? If I'm losing, I'm getting dragged, you need to break this up, okay? I need you to come in like the reality show producers do when the fight break out. Hurry up and get this over with, okay? She should have had the moment to slap me once, not slap me, drag me, stomp me. No, none of that shit took place. If I was losing, you better hurry up and get your behind in here and break it up. Break it up really fast, okay? But yeah, lesson learned, don't invite people over to your house. Like, let's not do that. But yeah, that's my advice for you. So if anybody else has some advice for her, any suggestions or what y'all recommend, make sure you go ahead and just comment below the video. So that way, if she's watching, I'll go ahead and send you an email back and let you know that I did get to your letter, for you to check the comments if anybody leave a comment to have any more advice to you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Daily Jar Podcast. Remember, you can always listen on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Bye, guys.